Saki here and welcome back to my channel. This is the place where we talk all about luxury goods and mainly handbags, and that is what this video is going to be about today. So if that's your thing as well, if that's something that you have a passion for, please join me and subscribe to my channel. Alright, so today we are going to do a tag. I was tagged by Lux Purse Love. Hey, if you're watching, thank you so much for tagging me. This is going to be the subtle or discreet luxury tag. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys all about my favorite like discreet subtle handbags. Now, full disclosure, I actually don't really have any of those kinds of bags in my collection. I managed to like kind of pick out two, but I will share with you guys what I think is the best out there if you are looking for something, you know, that doesn't really stand out, that doesn't really scream luxury, but in your heart, you know, it makes you happy and you know it's great quality. So I'll be showing you a couple of my favorite picks that I unfortunately just don't have. So if you're interested to see what I've picked, let's get started. Oh, also, a lot of people have been asking me recently about like my weird random changes in hairstyle, and honestly it's just because I'm so freaking bored, and to be honest, whenever I do have it up, it's just because I haven't washed it in like a week and I'm just way too lazy to. So I will share with you first the bags that I do have. Now the first one is going to be the bag that I have right here. This is my Givenchy antigona in the small size. Now I know that this bag in like the handbag community is very popular and well known, so this might not be discreet to you if you know, love luxury, but I do think that when I tend to carry this out, nobody like really thinks that it's a luxury bag. I mean, one time at work, a girl even thought this was like a Michael Kors bag, which I know some people might not even like the fact that this could be, you know, confused for a different brand like Michael Kors. But if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you are interested in finding bags that, you know, maybe don't scream luxury, and I feel like this Givenchy one is just such a great subtle bag. I mean, there is like a logo right in the front in the middle, but it's so tiny. I mean, if you guys didn't even know what this bag is, I doubt you could even like make out the words from afar. And just the fact that it doesn't have any like huge logos or anything to begin with just puts this bag in the very discreet category. Plus, if you are still a little bit worried about this logo, you can just easily flip the bag around. Oops. And there's no logo on the back. I feel like if you didn't really know this bag, you couldn't even tell that this bag is backwards. So yeah, I just find that this bag is definitely one of those ones that doesn't like immediately scream designer or anything, but if you do carry it, you still get the satisfaction of knowing, you know, this is luxury and it is high quality, but then at the same time, it doesn't attract too much attention. Alright, my next top pick for discreet luxury is actually a bag that I don't have, but I did have it before, and that is going to be the YSL or Sandleron Sac du Jour bag. I actually ended up selling this one because I got it in the smooth leather, and I just felt like it was a little bit too like fussy and a little bit too fragile for me to be carrying every day, and I definitely used that one more of like a work bag because it was so large. So yeah, I just found myself being a little bit too careful with it, and that's why I decided to sell it. If I did ever pick that bag up again, I would definitely make sure to get it in the grained leather. But the reason why I think that this bag is so great as like a discreet bag is because, like again with the Givenchy antigona, it's like not screaming logos at you. There is a very small like print that says Sandleron on the top, but I mean, it's so tiny and it doesn't even like stick out of the bag like this. It's just like a stamping, I believe. So really, if you aren't looking for it and you aren't paying attention, you would not know that that was like a luxury expensive bag. Plus, just like the Givenchy antigona, you can flip it around to the other side and it looks pretty much the same, and there's no like logo whatsoever. The reason why I love this bag, and I would totally repurchase it if I, you know, found one in a grained leather in the colors that I like, is because this also kind of reminds me of like a Birkin bag, but it's not as well known in my opinion. So I don't know, you just kind of get that feeling of carrying like a really beautiful bag, but you also like aren't advertising that, hey, this is an extremely expensive bag. So I don't know, especially in work environments, I think that's really great. So yeah, I highly recommend the Sac du Jour if you are looking for a bag like that to carry to work maybe. One more thing that I will have to say about that bag, I know this isn't anything about discreet, but it is a very heavy bag. That is one thing that I will have to say. If you are looking to, you know, use that bag as a work bag, just keep that in mind. Otherwise, I totally recommend that bag, and I would really love to add it to my collection if I could find the right color combination. Alright, the next bag that I'll be talking about is the Dolce & Gabbana Sisley bag. So I actually recently bought this bag but ended up returning it just because the color wasn't necessarily right for me, but I did mention in that video where I did talk about it, that I do really still love this bag, and I would add it to my collection in a heartbeat, especially if I found it pre-loved. The pre-loved market is a great way to go with this bag because I've always seen it on sale for like $600 to $800, which the bag retails for about $2,000, so I think that's a really good price. I've actually been eyeing it a couple times on Fashion File. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet, but the reason why I think that this bag is great is, once again, it doesn't really have a logo. I believe there is like a stamping like on the metal plate in the front, but it's so freaking tiny, and I do believe where it actually says Dolce and Gabbana is actually on the back anyways. So yeah, very discreet. You can hardly tell like what brand it's from, and unlike the other two bags that I just talked about, it's also kind of small, so it's more of like an everyday carry bag. And you know, if you just want to go to the mall without, you know, having your bag scream designer, or maybe you're going to a crowded place where you don't want to become a target, I think that this bag isn't even well known for its shape. I believe that it's one of these bags that even in the luxury community, it's not like as popular. So I don't know, I feel like you can get away with it in multiple situations. Alright, next let's talk about Louis Vuitton. So I actually kind of think like both ways about this bag. This is the Louis Vuitton Alma BB bag in the Rose Ballerine Vernis patent leather. So I actually think that this bag is a little bit discreet because it's so shiny that you can't even really see the LV print on it. You can definitely see it if you look up close, but I mean, even on camera you can kind of see like the light is reflecting on it and you can't really see all the LVs on here. So this one is really good, but I also think that like the Epi leather Louis Vuitton bags, they really don't have any logo except for like a tiny one like in the corners usually, and I believe it's always like embossed, so it's not even like, you know, really flashy or anything. I know it's funny because Louis Vuitton is known for like their really loud like logo monogram bags, but I also feel like, you know, they do have really subtle discreet bags as well, especially in the Alma BB shape. I feel like because so many brands do this kind of like bowler bag shape, it's such a classic that it's definitely more discreet and it doesn't immediately scream Louis Vuitton in my opinion. A couple of the other bags I'm thinking of on the top of my head are like the cluny BB in the Epi leather. I believe that only has a small logo on the, you know, side as well. And I'm trying to think of a couple of other ones, but definitely I feel like anything on the Epi leather, they always just like hide or, you know, print the logo very small in that leather. So yeah, I would definitely say anything Epi leather from Louis Vuitton is very discreet, and especially in the Alma BB, which I have right here, yeah, I would say is very subtle, and you can definitely carry it, you know, anywhere without it really being too loud. And as you guys may know, even though I don't really use this bag that much, it's still one of my favorites, and I just think it's such a classic. Alright, the next bag on my list is going to be the Fendi Peekaboo. Now, I really want this bag. I don't talk about this one that much because they haven't yet like made the perfect bag for me in this style, but I actually do really want it. And the reason why it's never been on my wish list is because the bag that I want them to make doesn't actually exist yet. So I know I'm kind of getting off the rails a little bit here, but I really want a Fendi Peekaboo in like the either small or like medium size. Like I don't want it in the mini size, and I feel like whenever they do make a pink one, it's always in the really mini size, and I think that like that kind of bag style is perfect in like a more medium-ish size, but whenever they do make a pink one, it's always in silver hardware or it's always in like a pink that I don't like. So yeah, I'm just waiting for them to make the perfect pink one, like maybe, you know, in this kind of pink or something like my cocoa handle, and at that point I will definitely buy the Fendi Peekaboo. However, that hasn't happened yet, so yeah, that is why I don't have one in my collection, but I truly love this style. I think it's so subtle. I mean, I don't even think there's a Fendi logo anywhere on the front. Maybe in like the hardware, I can't quite remember, but you know, just looking at it from the front, you can tell that it's a very luxurious and beautiful bag, but you can't tell that you've, like, you know, spent like thousands and thousands of dollars on it, which I guess is the point of having subtle luxury to begin with. So I definitely think that this fits the bill in terms of discreet luxury. I also really love the fact that they do like covers and stuff for this bag as well. So maybe if you did want a subtle bag, but then you want to, you know, put on logos sometimes, you can buy like the Defender cover. I think Melinda Lux Purse Love actually has the Defender cover as well, and I think she mentioned this fact in her video, which I think is super cool. So you can kind of choose like with one bag bag, whether you want it to be like screaming logos or if you want it to be more discreet. So yeah, I think that's really, really cool about this bag. I will definitely add one to my collection once they come out with my perfect one. Alright, and then the last bag that I'm going to be talking about is probably one that's mentioned in every single video made like this, and that is going to be the Chanel Reissue bag. So as you guys may know if you watch my channel, I did actually have one of these bags. No, I had two of them. I had one of them in the 225 size or the small size, and then I had another one in the 226 or the medium size, and I actually ended up selling both. The 226 size is actually my mom's now, but the reason why I don't have it in my collection anymore is because I just thought that, you know, it wasn't really time for me to have that bag yet. As you can tell from this video, I don't really have any discreet luxury. I mean, I only was able to show you 2 bags out of like my list of 6 or whatever. And although I do really, really love the reissue and I would love to add it back into my collection at some point, it's just not my time yet. And I just didn't really want a bag to be sitting on my shelf and not really being used. So that is why it's my mom's now. Not saying that you have to be older to carry this bag, but she definitely appreciates discreet way, way, way more than I do, and she really, really loves that bag. So yeah, I do think that it's still beautiful. If you are in the luxury community, obviously this bag will not be discreet at all and it will scream Chanel to you, but because it doesn't have like the giant CCs like all of the other Chanel bags pretty much do, I feel like if you didn't really know luxury, of course you might, you know, kind of recognize the quilting and the flap and stuff, but because there's no CC logos to confirm the fact that it's Chanel, you know, you might kind of think that it's another bag. And I actually really loved carrying this bag, and I could totally understand why people like discreet bags to begin with, because, you know, I knew in my heart whenever I carried this bag that I was, you know, wearing a Chanel bag, and you guys know Chanel makes me really happy, so when I do carry a Chanel bag, it kind of like changes my mood and everything, but at the same time, I kind of felt like a little bit safer carrying this bag than, you know, I would if I was carrying like my trendy CC or my classic flap, just because, you know, I didn't feel like I was a target to anything. I didn't feel like, you know, I was like showing off money or anything like that either. So yeah, I think that's the appeal of carrying discreet bags to begin with, so I think the reissue is definitely really, really good for that. So although last on my list, definitely not least, and I would highly recommend the reissue to you guys if you know, are looking for a really discreet Chanel bag. Alright, so that was the end of my video. What did you guys think? Do you guys like discreet luxury bags? I actually think that I asked this question on my Instagram a long, long time ago, and I got so many like mixed opinions. A lot of people said, and I think these were like the younger people in my audience, but a lot of people said that they didn't see the point of like buying something so expensive if others like don't know that it's expensive. And to those people I say, I get that. I mean, I'm kind of in that phase right now too, but at the same time it's like the bag is more for you. And I think at the end of the day the point is, you know, it makes you happy and you know that it's like luxury or whatever, and you don't necessarily need to flaunt that off all the time to the public. And I think that's why a lot of people do like discreet, you know, more subtle luxury bags as well. So yeah, kind of a mixed bag there. Let me know what you guys on YouTube think about it. If you liked this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There are more videos coming just like this. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you next time. Bye!